Hi everyone, we've had a question from Neil Amison which I'd like to answer. Neil asks, why are all investigations done in the dark? The only reason why investigations are done in the dark, quite simply, most people are afraid of the dark. It looks good for dramatisation purposes, looks good for the television, it looks spooky or scary. Most horror films are shot in the dark because a lot of people are actually afraid of the dark. So apart from adding to the effect, there's no real reason why investigations have to be done in the dark. We have done investigations in the day. In fact, the last 2 or 3 that we've done have been shot with the lights on, so you don't actually need total darkness to do an investigation. Another question he puts forward: the problem with doing investigations in the dark, the investigators might be tired, and that could explain why they hear or see things that could be just because of fatigue. I can't speak for the rest of the team members, but I can speak for myself. When we do go on an investigation, I always make sure that I have 2 or 3 hours during the day to help me go right through the night. And I think anyone, if you speak to anyone on the team, will tell you at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning I'm still raring to go. I'm full of energy, and very rarely do I feel tired during an investigation because I take a sleep or a nap. Not saying that's the case for everybody or every paranormal investigation, but that is one of the main reasons why. And another question I've been asked is, why do you only see ghosts in Victorian clothes? And that's a fallacy. You don't. You see ghosts in baseball caps, t-shirts, jeans, whatever they want to wear. It was explained to me by a medium. This is the best way I can explain it to you guys. If you're walking through a building and you see someone wearing Victorian clothes and they're acting rather strange, you're automatically going to assume they're a ghost or a spirit, and that's how most ghosts or spirits are seen: wearing Victorian clothes, acting rather strange, walking through walls. One minute they're there, next minute they're not. You catch them out the corner of your eye. Now, this is how it was explained to me. How do you know when you go to your local shopping centre and you just stand still for a couple of moments and look around? The people that you're actually seeing doing the shopping, how do you know all them people that you're actually seeing are alive? How do you know that you're not actually seeing dead people? The only thing that stops you thinking that they're dead is because they're dressed in normal clothes, and society tells us that ghosts wear Victorian clothes. So that's the only reason why they do wear normal clothes. And unless they do something erratic or something rather strange, like walk through a wall or suddenly disappear, you'd never think it was a ghost. Prime example, the only time I've ever caught anything on camera, on footage, was as solid as you are to me, or I am to you now. It wore a hoodie. It was about 3 feet tall. We were doing an investigation in a pottery works. We were in a building probably 40 foot square, and there's a walkway which takes you into the other half of the building, which was like, if you've ever lived in an entry house, that's the sort of thing. It was probably 20 to 25 feet long entry, which was 25 feet by probably 3 feet wide. So it was just wide enough for one person to walk through. We'd just finished doing an investigation, and one of our mediums was talking to a small boy by the name of Joe, and we finished talking to him, and he was invited to follow us around if he wanted to. So we were leaving one room, going into another room, and as we were filing out, Paddy, one of our mediums, went out first, followed by his wife Margaret, then followed by this only be described as a dwarf in a hoodie, and 2 girls that were guests on the evening, and then followed by me. I was looking in the viewfinder and I noticed that this strange person that was in between 2 members at the front and 2 people at the rear. So I said something at the time. I said, who's the dwarf? Who's the small person? Looking rather bemused. Everybody looked at each other and stopped. And when we accounted for everybody, there was 2 people at the beginning of the tunnel, 2 people at the end of the tunnel, nobody in the middle. There's nowhere the person could have gone. It couldn't have walked through two physical people. It didn't come out backwards because it would have to have gone through me. And on camera, like I say, you see 3 people go in and only 2 people come out. There's nowhere else they could have physically gone. Now this footage has been scrutinised by quite a few people, and I must admit, if someone showed it me and held it up and said this is evidence, I'd laugh. It does look the dodgiest piece of footage you'll ever see, but it's real. It's the real deal. I can't explain what it is. The people on the investigation can't explain what it is. We were being followed around all night by 2 people from Moorlands Radio in Leek, Stafforshire, local radio station, because it was Halloween night, and they saw it, and we took a photograph on the evening of everybody that was in the venue, every physical person that was in the venue, and you could see on the photograph, on the video, that there's no one that stands 3 feet tall wearing a hoodie, wearing anything even close to the kind of clothing that we've caught on camera. So that to me is our best find to date, our best unexplainable find to date, and probably goes to explaining that not all ghosts look like Victorian see-through wispy things that we're all led to believe. This, like I say, was as solid as you and me, and to this day, and that was shot I think 2007 or 2008, I have no idea what that was. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks Neil Amison for asking a couple of questions, and if you'd like to ask any questions to any of the team members, please feel free to drop us a line via our email or on our Facebook page, and we'll get back to you and answer as many questions as we can. Thanks very much for taking the time of watching this video, and we'll look forward to seeing you again in the future. Take care, safe hunting.